Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Jon Jones shuts down the idea of any future fight with Israel Adesanya. During a recent interview, here's what Jones had to say. I feel like my legacy and my career are past his. If this was like an Instagram following competition, then yeah, we'd be neck and neck. But when it comes to our body of work, there's no competition and there's no reason for me to compare myself to him. He's done great things, and people say there's lots of room in the sky for many stars, and he is undoubtedly a star. But I feel like our careers are really uncomparable. Not a fight that I need, no. Jones then went on to say that a fight against Francis Ngannou in the future would likely be the only thing to stop him from retiring after the fight against Stipe. Yeah, I do believe a Francis Ngannou fight would be worth entertaining, not retiring for. I think a Francis fight would come with some serious revenue, and I think that would make it worth my while. Francis is a former champion, and he's pretty popular here in America and across the world. Gilbert Burns sheds light on what he expects from Belal Muhammad when the pair face off this weekend at UFC 288. Here's what Burns had to say.
It's gonna be a hard fight because these guys know how to win, and that's a big thing because we see a lot of guys, they're so talented, they're so good, but they don't know how to win. They just, as crazy as it sounds, they found a way to lose, and this guy's the opposite. I don't think he's not a spectacular striker. Like I said, he's not great at anything. I don't think he's, but he's good at everything. And he knows how to win. There's a hard fight right there already. And the craziest thing is that guy is so hungry too. When he asks for 5 rounds, like I kind of like my eyes blink. Like, man, I like this guy. Like I gotta respect the guy. So I think he's gonna be so tough. I think for sure I'm looking forward to knock this guy out or submit him. That's what I'm gonna do every time that I step in there. But it might be a 5 rounds war, He's a tough one. He's as hungry as me.
Burns also went on to reveal that the winner of this fight will be the backup for the Leon Edwards and Colby Covington fight later in the year.
They guarantee us both. If Belal Muhammad wins, he's next. If I'm winning, I'm next.
So it appears that Khabib Nurmagomedov may be returning to MMA coaching in the future. Recently, it was revealed that he opened his own gym called Khabib Gym on Haas Island in Abu Dhabi. What do you guys think about this? And will we see Khabib returning to coaching MMA and UFC fighters here? Let us know your opinion in the comment section. Aljamain Sterling and Henry Cejudo ran into each other again at the Fighter Hotel ahead of their fight this Saturday.
Not going nowhere, buddy. Not going nowhere, buddy. I was at what point did you guys see the speed of
Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira have been going back and forth on Twitter for several days now, and it looks like it may lead to a UFC trilogy. Recently, Izzy posted the following picture mocking Pereira and captioned it with, "I love this game." To this, Pereira replied with, "In kickboxing, it's impossible now to be better than me. In MMA, it's 1-1. Be real with your fans and let's show the world who is better in MMA." What do you guys think about Pereira's comments? Should Izzy fight Pereira for a 3rd time in the UFC? And if they do, who walks away victorious this time? Let us know your opinion in the comments down below. Dan Hardy breaks down the possibility of a future bare-knuckle matchup between Mike Perry and Conor McGregor. Hardy goes on to discuss whether or not Perry could actually beat McGregor.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Mike Perry is he doesn't mind taking damage. He doesn't mind walking through fire. And although Conor, he's willing to do the same thing to a point, he does get slowed down and backed up. And Mike Perry's a bit bigger, a bit more heavily muscled. I just think he'd be able to kind of get to Conor eventually by taking enough damage and wearing it well enough to be able to slow Conor down and get to him. It'd be an absolute banger of a fight, though, and this is really where you would get to see Conor's boxing skills, striking skills on full display because with no gloves on at all, it's a game of millimeters as opposed to inches, and Conor's always had good defense, but Mike Perry would most likely get to him, and how would he deal with that kind of pressure and damage?
Henry Cejudo claims Aljamain Sterling's freestyle fighting will not work against him. Cejudo went on to say he's fairly comfortable that he will run through Sterling when the pair face off this weekend. Here's the clip.
Aljamain's greatest gifts is his transitions to his submissions. Whether he's taking the back or he's going after the neck, he's super quick in those positions. He telegraphs a lot of what he does. I can see from a mile away. I'm not impressed by his distances off. And I'm looking to expose that. I think he's tough, he's gritty, He is gritty, you know, but I think his technique is flawed. And if he thinks his length, his weight is going to be an issue, he's in trouble. He's going to have to wrestle. He's going to be forced to wrestle. He's going to be forced to take risks, because that's the only way that he's going to try to beat me. That's it. So I know the game plan. Whether he has a great game plan, he's the same guy. He's a freestyle fighter. Even if he does have a plan, he's going to throw it against the wall. Like, he's just going to go. You know, and we're expecting that. So the key is to stay disciplined, stick to the game plan, and take him out.
On Sean O'Malley, Cejudo had this to say.
No, of course. He's next. He's next. I wouldn't mind 2 tune-ups before I go against Alexander Volkanovski. You know, Sean O'Malley, he's that dirty Q-tip. You know, he's a privileged brat. I think we all know that. And I'm going to hurt him. But first things first, Aljamain's first. And I know he's confident, but I know deep down inside he respects me a little too much, and he's gonna feel that. He's gonna see the competitor that's gonna come out, and once that cage locks, he's gonna lock into my eyes. He's gonna see what I'm made out of. So Sean O'Malley is next, and I like that fight.
During a recent Q&A, Michael Chandler opens up about his time filming and coaching on The Ultimate Fighter.
Tough 31 was a blast. Tough 31 out in Vegas, opposite Conor McGregor, Team Chandler versus Team McGregor. It was an experience that I will never forget as long as I live. My guys, I will never forget them as long as I live. I was overworked on days. I was overstressed on days, overstretched on days, and that's how I knew that it was exactly where I was supposed to be, because it challenged me in ways that I never thought was possible. But can you see a bunch of good pranks and trash talk? I guess you'll have to wait and see. But let's just say Conor and my relationship, and my relationship with my fighters' relationships with me, my fighters' relationships to the other fighters in the house. There was a lot of ups and a lot of downs. Let's put it that way.
Aljamain Sterling talks about his training camp and the lead up to his fight with Henry Cejudo. Here's what Sterling had to say.
I mean, honestly, BioAccelerator wanted me to take 3 months off. I was like, dude, I got to fight in like 10 weeks. I don't think there's time to take 3 months off to fully heal everything up and do the full extensive rehab. But they said, trust your body, listen to the everything. The stem cells are going to work. So thankfully, I do feel better with that. I know some people are going to say, oh, he's coming to the fight injured. Guys, we all come to the fight banged up. None of us come to the fight 100%. Henry's got a stupid scar on his face that I can't wait to split back open. So other than that, I thought training camp has been ideally, like, it's been fun. It's been good. You know, as in the words of Henry, I had a really good camp.
Sean O'Malley gives his official prediction for this weekend's main event between Aljamain Sterling and Henry Cejudo.
Well, you know what? It's in New Jersey. It's kind of hometown for Aljo. You know, he did say, I was listening to something, and Aljo said, he's like, yeah, I wish I did get the surgery. My bicep does. I'm not gonna lie, I wish I got the surgery. I was like, wow, that was interesting. Kind of like come out and say. So I know he's probably dealing with that, you know, but it looked like if you watch any of his training footage, it doesn't look like he's babying it too much. It doesn't look like it's like that bad. But for him to acknowledge that, it must be somewhat kind of bad. Henry looks like he had a good camp. I know he had that big cut on his face.
Yeah, for a while.
So he must forgot how to box. But I'm gonna say I think Henry gets the job done. I think Henry's going to outpace Aljo. I think Aljo's cutting too much weight. I think Henry is going to get whether it's a decision or get the job done in the later rounds. I think he's gonna get the job done.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.